This has been a big issue that's come up recently as people have been doing their testing, and that is you need, part of that first step was to make sure that your system is ready. Everything I showed you in Medisoft as far as Medisoft system setup is going to be required for you, but then beyond that you also need to verify the method that you're using to send claims to the clearinghouse. Recently we've had calls from people that are actually still somehow submitting on a print image format. So I do want to kind of touch on that for just a minute here. Back in January of 2012, HIPAA passed the requirement or implemented the requirement that anything past that, as of that date, needed to be submitted in the ANSI 5010 format. So probably many of you remember that transition back in 2012 and went through the process of getting ready and are totally fine and already sending your claims in the 5010 format. Medisoft includes the capability to submit ANSI 5010 directly from the program. So that's how we're compliant with that rule, is you don't have to rely on anybody else. You can actually submit ANSI 5010 claims directly from the program, whether you want to go directly to a payer or to a clearinghouse that's accepting that. Now, prior to all this time, really the legacy way to submit claims before even any of the ANSI formats was to submit what they call the print image, and then the clearinghouse would basically take that and convert it. So most clearinghouses discontinued supporting print image when the new claim form was released last year. So before April 1st of 2014, we had a slew of people that were still using print image format that went through the process of that got letters from their clearinghouses saying, hey, we're no longer supporting it, and they went through the process of updating their system to start sending claims in the ANSI 5010 format that's included in your program. So we are finding, though, that there are a handful of clearinghouses that might have still been accepting print image formats. But it's important for you to know that the print image file, basically what a print image is it's basically submitting a file that is the claim form, and then the clearinghouse is mapping to that to the different fields on the claim form, and then they're interpreting that or transmitting it, converting it to ANSI 5010 and sending it out for you. The claim form for the CMS 11 file that's used in Medisoft in order to create that print image was never changed to accommodate the new claim form that went into effect last year. So if you are still using CMS11.exe to send your claims, then you are in effect sending the old claim form. That claim form was never touched or changed to update for the new fields, nor was it ever touched or changed to pull the ICD-10 codes onto the form. So remember, prior to version 19, we didn't even have the ability to know. We just had that internal code, and the diagnosis code setup was different. So we couldn't identify that this field is an ICD-9 code and this field is an ICD-10 code. So the program has never, that claim form has never been updated to look at the ICD-10 field in your diagnosis code setup to pull the ICD-10 code. So it might have been possible for you to still be submitting ICD-9 codes and to get those processed, but we are getting, we have had a handful of people again call to say that as they're doing their testing, things are failing in their testing even though they've got all their Medisoft set up properly. And what we're finding is that they're somehow still sitting on that old print image format. So it's important for you to figure that out and figure out quick, because you do not want to be at the end of the line when October 1st comes. both at your clearinghouse at the end of the line and with your vendors or your payers or anything else. You do not want to be at the end of the line to get things updated or to contact your clearinghouse or to contact payers or to be getting your claims denied. You want to know that as soon as possible so that you can make the necessary changes to make sure your claims are still going to be sent through and processed with the ICD-10 codes on it. So if you are still using print image format to submit claims, please contact your clearinghouse immediately. You will most likely need to convert off of print image to send to them in the ANSI 5010 format, which is going to require some coordination with the clearinghouse because they need to know that you're switching their format off of print image. And in addition to that, even though Medisoft includes the software to send your to send in the ANSI 5010 format, like there's no additional software you have to buy, you do have to configure your software, which is called Revenue Management, is the module inside of Medisoft that will send it that way. You do have to configure that software with specific settings for the either the payer that you're sending to, if you're sending directly, or to the clearinghouse that you're sending to, so that they're getting the proper information on their side. So I know I probably spent a lot of time on that screen, but it's such an important and critical piece to understand as you're getting ready for sending your claims. So the next thing that you're going to need to do is once you know that Medisoft is set up properly, you know you're sending it in the ANSI 5010 format, or that you're sending it in the format that your clearinghouse is going to accept, then you're ready to submit your test claims. So the way that you're going to do that is you're going to need to edit your payers. So typically you're going to choose a payer to test for, and you'll need to go in and edit your payer to temporarily change the effective date. Then you'll need to put revenue management, which is the module that I was referring to that allows you to send your claims in that ANSI 5010 format. You'll need to put revenue management in test mode, and then you'll enter in some of your test claims, and you're going to submit claims as you normally would through revenue management. And then once those test claims are processed or you've sent them out, then you're going to need to go back and undo that process. You'll need to go back into revenue management, take it out of test mode, and then go back and change that payer that you were sending the test claims for, change that effective date back to the October 1st, 2015 date for your payers. So I'm going to pause for a moment because I know I did a lot of talking and just using text, and I want to show you in the program to make it a little bit easier for you. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to identify whether or not you're sending a print image format to your payers or not, or to your clearinghouse. So if you go into claim management right now, if you are processing your claims through claim management by doing print send, and you're choosing electronic right here, when you choose your EMC receiver, it should show you which program file that you are using. But if you are using this method at all to send electronically, you'll notice that when I hit OK, it is going to tell me that I am using a print claim format, so print claim forms, okay? And it may even tell you that you're using CMS 11 up here. So if you're using this method, this is the method that I'm referring to that is not supporting ICD-10. This is not going to produce your ICD-10 claims, or this will not produce ICD-10 codes on your claim for you. It's essentially just producing that old claim form. It was never updated for ICD-10. All right. What is included again in your system, though, is if you go to your activities menu and go to revenue management, revenue management is the module that will send your claims electronically in the ANSI 5010 format right from the software. And it's really going to be, you know, there's so many advantages that you'll find by using revenue management. There's claim scrubbing. that happens before claims even leave the system, and there is ERA posting, so we can read ERA files back and actually post them to reduce your posting time, things like that. So there really are, and even on the support side, it's a lot easier for us to support you when you're sending an ANSI 5010, because we can get really specific if there's a problem to understand like which loop and segment was denied and know exactly how to help you and how to fix it. So it is really the standard that you should be using. And just again to point out, Medisoft does not support print image format, so we're not going to be able to help you when it comes to ICD-10 if you're still trying to use print image.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video and found it helpful. If you did, let us know by giving us a thumbs up by clicking on the like button below. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to write those in the comments section below. And if you want to get more helpful videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks!